Okay, welcome back. We've actually made this fractal outside of your planter a little bit smaller to show you how to adjust the sides of your shape and make sure we don't have any weak walls on the side of our shape when we actually 3D print it. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to left click and I am just going to highlight these two pieces and I'm going to click L and you can see those little tiny black dots up here. So I'm going to click the black dot here, and I'm going to click the black dot here, and that's going to align my shape. Now the second thing we want to do is make sure you're in orthographic view, and that's the little straight line on the bottom. If I switch this way, you'll notice it kind of pops out like it's 3D. You want to make sure it's in orthographic view. And then we also want to click on the top function to make sure we're looking straight down on our shape. Now looking at this right now, and I'm going to zoom way in, and I'm just going to pan a bit, and I'm panning by clicking on the middle mouse button, which is your scroll wheel. If you're on a trackpad, if you want to do this pan function I'm doing right now, you would hold down Shift and 2 fingers on the trackpad, and that would do the same thing. You can notice right here, there isn't much room. Like if I look over here, that is not a lot of room in between this, what's going to be the hole, and the side of your planter shape. So that's not going to work. We're going to have at least 3 millimeters there to make sure that there's not going to be a problem with the wall. Miss G, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. We're going to want to make that a little bit bigger, and maybe we can start by clicking on the outside shape to drag it out and eyeball it before we go and measure it.
So, let's grab this outside shape, and I'm just going to back up a little bit more. So I'm going to drag this and pull it a little bit out. You can see already there's a little bit more room there. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull it out and see, make sure there's a little room. Now you can see there's a little bit more room on the sides. Now I don't know if that's 3 millimeters or not, and we're going to have to measure that using a box. So we're going to leave that for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the box and pull it in and just put it right next to our shape. We're going to change the color of this to a nice blue, like blue. And it's going to give ourselves lots of room here. Now what we need to do is we need to bring this shape up here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to switch back into my 3D view. And I'm just going to tilt the camera down. And we're actually going to take our hands off the mouse right now, and we're only going to be using the arrows that are on the right-hand corner of your computer. So to bring this box up, what you're going to do is you're going to hold down Control. Oh, sorry, I'm on a Mac. Of course, I have to use Command. So if you're on a Mac, hold down the Command key. If you're on a MacBook, sorry, not a MacBook, a Chromebook, you're going to hold down the Control key. So a Mac is Command key, Chromebook is the Control key. And I'm just pushing the up arrow right now, and that will bring my shape up to a point, and I'm going to have to redo my sort of angle here, and I'm going to go up again. There we go, and now I'm going to hit the left arrow key. I'm going to bring this shape over. Now obviously this shape is way too big, so I'm going to change the size of my shape to 3 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the corner right there. I'm going to change this 20 to a 3, that's 3 millimeters. I'm going to change this other 20 to a 3, that's 3 millimeters. And now you can see that my little box right there is 3 millimeters, and I'm going to use this to measure the sides. Now, what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to click on the top, so I'm looking straight down, and I'm going to change back to my orthographic or perspective view. Now, I'm just going to be using the arrow keys for this, so I'm going to kind of move my shape, and I'm kind of far away, so it's a bit hard to see what's going on. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to move over. Miss G, any comments on what's going on here?
Looks good so far.
Okay, so you can see obviously that's not 3 millimeters. That's like going inside the shape, and there's not enough room on the wall. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to back out a little bit using my scroll out key, and I'm going to bring this out a little bit more. So let's see if that is going to give me that 3 mils. Yeah, actually just 3 millimeters. That looks perfect. Actually perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pan up again. So I'm going to move my camera, and I'm just clicking down on the middle mouse button here, and I'm going to move up. Now, if you hold down the Shift button and push your arrow keys, it'll move a lot faster. And I'm just going to move myself up to about here. Kind of. I think we can give that a little bit more wiggle room. So we're going to click on the little black arrow here. We're going to make this just a little bit bigger. Perfect. That's pretty good. That's giving a lot of room. And I'm just going to go over this way. and I'm going to go down, and you can see obviously I'm going to go out of the camera view. To move my camera again, I'm just going to pan again by clicking down the middle mouse button on the scroll wheel. And I'm going to move this over, and you can see still here it's perfect, but I guess I could give myself a little bit room. Should we go a little bit more, do you think?
A little bit.
A little bit more. So maybe like that.
Perfect.
And I think we're going to go down one more. Now, just be careful if it goes weird. You want to make sure you're highlighting the box here, okay? And then I'm just going to hold down Shift. I'm going to go down. Obviously, I'm about to go to the camera view again, so I'm going to rotate down again, go down a little bit more, go this way, all the way over, and whoa, and just maybe a tiny bit more here. And I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, a tiny bit bigger. Okay, so that, if you look at this now it's a bit out of alignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight using my bounding box again, and I'm going to get rid of this piece because I don't really need it anymore. Just click delete there, or you can use backspace. I'm going to use my bounding box to highlight all the pieces. I'm going to click L, and you're going to have to back up. And I'm going to click the little circle, and you notice this circle shaded means it's perfect. So we now have ourselves a perfect centered piece. Be back in a minute.